About series where we talk about all manner of things that relate to the Australian cold chain. Smart Commercial Solar are members of the RWTA, and I'm pleased to have the CEO, Max Stenning, here with me today. Hi, Max.
Hi, Marianne. How are you?
Very well, thank you. Max, the cold chain warehouses use a lot of energy, as you well know, and we have very specific needs. Have Smart Commercial Solar had experience in our sector?
Yes, in fact, we've worked with a lot of businesses in the temperature-controlled logistics space. In fact, a few members of the RWTA are customers of ours, like Puller Cold Storage, Cold Express, Laverton Cold Storage, and Lanage Logistics. So, yeah, we've worked with a number of businesses in the space.
Fantastic. What do you see are the specific needs that the cold chain warehouses have in comparison to other businesses?
Yeah, well, obviously, with energy being such a large portion of a cold logistics business overhead, looking for ways to reduce that is key. So this makes solar a really great option to reduce anywhere from 20 to 40% of a site's needs and limit the impact of energy price volatility. Some of the other things that we need to consider that are specific needs are timing around downtime. With respect to connecting into a site, it requires a lot of collaboration, given that these sites are 24/7 in nature and how they operate, especially since they've got the value of perishable goods within their facilities. So a lot of planning is involved around these timings. Another thing is around lifting of materials onto rooftops. We need to consider in a lot of detail, just so that we don't interrupt the heavy vehicle movements around a site. Obviously, that's core business and we can't get in the way of that. So needing to collaborate with site managers to make sure that we can fit that timing in when required, that's not going to impact the site's ability to operate. And finally, probably one of the other things is around structural assessments. So cold storage facilities, they tend to have really, really nice, clean rooftops, and from above they look great, large and expansive. But there's often, in the construction of these sites, there's often a lot of services already hanging from these rooftops, which already imposes quite a lot of dead weight, dead load on the roof at the moment. So we need to be creative in how we manage the panel placements across the roof, in spreading the load across the roof, or in some cases even looking to lightweight solar panels, which obviously can weigh significantly less, up to 75% less than a traditional solar panel. So looking at different options here to cater for the specific needs of the structural assessment that we have done on the rooftop.
Fantastic. That's incredible. And look, if our members, we're at that time of the year, how we're thinking about the year ahead. So if our members wanted to future-proof their business in terms of energy, what should they be thinking of right now?
Yeah, well, we've obviously seen what's happened over the last few years in terms of volatility in the energy space, and this has led to large spikes in energy contract pricing experienced by business across the country. So there are a number of things businesses can do now to future-proof their operations. Probably first and foremost, the thing that temperature-controlled businesses in particular can look at is using their own energy consumption profile as a way to earn income without even needing to install significant assets on their sites. And they can do this via participating in demand response programs. Due to the load profiles of these cold storage businesses, because they stay so consistent during the day, if a business can be flexible in how they utilise power, they can earn incomes there. And to plug another RWTA member, NLX, they've been working in the space and helping businesses take advantage of these opportunities for many years. And they're a great contributor and work well with solar as well. So they're a good friend of the business, and we tend to work hand in hand with what they're doing for customers on sites. I guess moving forward to solar is a perfect match for cold storage businesses because the load profile of a cold storage business really suits itself well to be able to be sized accurately. We're able to size systems really accurately to offset as much of their daytime consumption as possible without producing exported power. And given that they operate 7 days a week, makes it even easier because it means there's no wastage on the weekends, as opposed to, perhaps businesses in the manufacturing or retail space that operate 5 to 6 days a week. So what this results in is really attractive financial outcomes for solar systems, and we're seeing payback periods of around 3 to 5 years in most cases. Or if businesses are lucky enough to be working in the Victorian space, there's a certificate scheme called VEECs, Victorian Energy Efficiency Certificates, and we've seen payback periods of as low as sub 3 years with businesses participating in this space. I guess finally, the last part of what businesses could be doing now is also looking at other potential financing options for solar assets as well, because solar assets can be quite expensive and capital intense, depending on the size and requirements of the business. And so businesses have been looking at other options, for example, power purchase agreements or PPAs, where we're able to install a system on the roof of a customer's premises for no capital outlay, and they simply enter into an agreement with us to purchase that energy for a period of time. But we're able to deliver that energy around 30 to 50% cheaper than their grid electricity rates. And they can do all of this without needing to spend any money up front. So it's probably the lowest hanging fruit in terms of being able to offset as much of your daytime electricity needs as possible without needing to spend any capital and getting a good discount on your electricity spent.
It's heartening news to hear ways that can be used to bring the cost of energy down. And
Yeah.
Max, I'd like to thank you for being interviewed today. The information you have given is really helpful in understanding how solar can be used successfully in the cold chain. Thank you for being part of it.
Thanks, Marianne. Glad to be here.